free.
This one for WWE champions. Pay to win like every day, yeah.
I don't play mobile games.
Funny how they still think I'm a broke man.
Then I'm broke.
Even though I be pulling Hogan.
Free.
I spent like 40 grand on a couple thousand pictures of some sweaty men.
I think, the other part of the Phil's Day Off segment. So this is kind of cool. So, as you guys know, my wife and I have done some co-op recently, right? We actually played the Dondoko Island sim game in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth for about 5 hours together. And we did what we wanted to do with it, luckily. We got the money we needed. I'm good now for the rest of the playthrough. We don't have to go back to it. Quite frankly, it wasn't as fun as we thought it was going to be, so we're done with that. So we've been looking into a couple of things. First of all, we're trying to find some other games. We're trying to find some other games to play together for co-op. And we looked into a few that you guys suggested. The first one that many people were suggesting is this game called Overcooked. All right? And so we looked into it. We actually watched a group of people playing it together. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It doesn't look very good to us. Like, Overcooked is a game where you play as chefs, or sous chefs. And you're in this little mini kitchen. And essentially, the entire game feels like a mini game. Where what you're doing is grabbing ingredients, chopping them up, cooking them, combining them into a dish, and then serving said dish, taking the dirty dish back, washing it, wash, rinse, repeat, and everyone is working together co-op in order to do this. So we watched actually people doing it 4-player, okay? And basically, the first time, like the first stage, you're like, oh, this is interesting. The second stage, like, oh, it's the same ingredients with one extra ingredient, so it's a little bit more complex, and now the stage is moving around, okay? So it's a little bit more elaborate. So we fast forward a few videos. Okay, instead of making soup, now they're making a burger. So it's now a 4-ingredient dish instead of 2. And the stage is moving around a little more. Like, we kept fast forwarding, and every time we watch it, we're like, all right. It's boring. I'm sorry. Like, if you're playing with a group of people and the whole thing is it's micromanagement, it's co-op gameplay, you're probably riveted because you need to be paying attention at every moment to pass the stages. To watch, it is so fucking boring. There's really nothing going on. It's just a bunch of little guys going, hey, put it together, do this, okay. There's no time to talk. There's no time to like have any conversation or elaborate. There's nothing really fun about the gameplay. It's more like rush, get it out. That's it. That's the whole game. And we even fast forwarded to almost that whole, fast forwarding through almost to the end of the first game, because this Overcooked game came out with a collection recently that's 1 and 2 together. And so I do it, and I'm like, it just doesn't look that good at all. It's really, like, I could say, this is the kind of game, right, that if you're playing it and you're engrossed with it with your co-op partners, it's probably fun to play. This is not a game that's fun to watch. And we know we were outsiders, never having seen the game before. Watching people play it, we were bored to tears. We were like, wow, talk about a game that's fun to play, not to watch. This is exactly the definition of that. Okay? In addition, the game absolutely looks like a game for 4 players because the dishes are so complex that you would need to actually have, like, 2 people have to be grabbing the ingredients, preparing them, shoving them off to the next area. Then the next group of people cook and serve, and then the person who's the runner who grabs the dishes, washes them, and gets them back to the beginning. Like, you need to have set people doing each task. If you only have 2 people, now you have to do so much, it's probably way harder, and it wouldn't even be fun. So, we did look into it. We thought maybe it would be good. It does not look fun. It looks very, very boring to watch. We were bored to tears watching it. So we can imagine our audience checking it out. Now, if this were something that was on Game Pass, we would have considered it. It's not. It's $40, and we're like, dropping $40 for something we were bored watching for like 25 minutes is not going to be worth it. So I think that this Overcooked game is just, it's not in the consideration. It just doesn't look very good. Okay? We're looking into other stuff. One of the considerations is that Sackboy game that came out at the launch of PS5. If you remember, at the time I skipped it, it was $70 at launch, and I said, there is no effing way I'm paying $70 for any kind of a Sackboy platformer. Essentially, it should have been Little Big Planet 4, but they never made a Little Big Planet 4. They just called it this instead because it was a different company that made this. So, the way I see it, Maybe we'll eventually do that because it is a co-op action platformer style game. That's a possibility. Not sure yet about that. We're looking into it. But there are other things we're looking into as well. But nothing really has honestly jumped out at us yet. We're looking and nothing is like, is this going to be fun to play, but also fun for an audience to watch? It seems like there's some games that would be fun for us to play, but it would not be fun to watch because the games are boring. Then there's some things, right, that maybe you guys would be more interested in seeing us do, but we're not interested in doing them. Like we keep telling you guys, we're not interested in that It Takes Two game. We're just not, okay? And I'm just going to say this because some people have completely the wrong mentality about this. Kat is my wife. For her to come in here and do some nice co-op stuff with us is just a nice added bonus. She wants to add to our experience together. You know, you guys as an audience and me as a broadcaster or content creator, correct? Kat is not an employee. She's not forced to come in here to earn a paycheck and to play something she doesn't like or that we're not going to have fun doing just to pump out video content for you as a product to make money. That's not the point of her coming in here. Do you understand? And I think some people are very much misunderstanding that. They're saying, well, why do you need to like what you're playing? Just get her butt in there and do co-op and pump out the videos like everyone else on the internet. You missed the point. I'm not like everyone else on the internet. I'm not forcing myself to do shit to make a paycheck. The point is the love of gaming, doing things that are meaningful, things that we're going to enjoy and have a great experience together that you can remember because it wasn't just us pumping out a fucking video to make money. You understand that? I could have been doing that for years, playing every little viral game, doing every little thing. That's the opposite of the mentality of me making content. And certainly, it's the opposite of her coming in here to do any kind of content with me. She has no desire to just force herself to come. I mean, there's millions of games we could play right now co-op that we wouldn't be interested in. We'd be bored within like a couple of hours. And yeah, we could force ourselves to do it, but you're not going to see us happy. You're going to see us kind of annoyed, right? Is that what you want? Annoyance in a video because we're playing something we don't like? I mean, what's the point of that? We're not going to be in here like happy actors. Oh, every game we play is so cheery and great because we love all games because we're pumping out fake content for you so you'll give us money. We're not doing that. Do you see? We're trying to make real content. So understand, if we're going to make content together, it has to be something we're really interested in. All right? We're not interested in half the games that are from the past co-op games that people are all, It Takes Two, not really interested. Sorry. You know, maybe years ago it would have been, but, you know, it's today now, and we're just not interested in that. Okay? So we're going to continue to look for stuff to do, and we're going to give you updates on it when we find things. But you have to understand that. And I'm going to say something very honestly now, and if you take offense, I can't help it. If you think you are entitled to have my wife come in here and make co-op content with me, right? And you're upset that she's not just going to come in here and play anything she doesn't like, you're pretty fucked up in the head. People on the internet are not just entitled to make the content you want immediately, whether or not they're enjoying themselves. That's ridiculous. Some of the comments I've seen on videos, just fucking make content, shut up. Be grateful anyone wants to see your content. Well, yeah, but I want to make content that we like. Kat is not an employee. Do you understand that? She's not getting a paid employee. She's not coming in here earning a paycheck. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? You want to know an honest difference? Here's the difference. John Rambo technically was a paid employee. Back in the day when I used to do co-op with him, even if we played games we didn't really like and we were suffering through them, it's because we were making money doing it. He literally was someone who came to my place every week and received pay for what he was doing. He was not my wife. That's a very different experience. Do you understand? So that's why I think people are thinking, we used to do co-op 10 years ago and used to play every horrible game. So why don't you just do that now with your wife? Because that's not the point. That's not why we want to do it. It's different. It's a different experience. Do you understand? And I hope that you get that. All right? I really do. But some people don't. They just pump out the content. Well, no. We're gonna make it make sense. All right? We're gonna make it so that when we finally get to the point where we're gonna do co-op again of something we both want to play, hopefully it's something that we're enjoying, you're enjoying watching us play. Also, hopefully there's some kind of an aspect where we can interact with you guys. Like that Overcooked game, there would be no time we could talk with you guys. That entire game is 100% must be micromanaged, must be played every moment, focus on the game. That's how it is. It's like this crazy you know, attention-centric game where you need to every moment be doing something right. If you flub one thing, you fail, right? So that's really not the kind of game that I feel is going to work, all right? So, all right, the gamer, I've had enough of you. Really, I've had enough of you and your toxic attitude. So if you want to apologize to me later, you can come back. But for now, just leave and don't come back. Okay. So, that's the deal with that. Now, there is a positive update, all right? Since the time when we did our Dondoko Island co-op, one of the problems that we ran into was the audio. And what I mean by that is, basically, I have one pair of neck phones. By the way, this is the new pair of neck phones. I should call this out. I did buy a replacement pair of neck phones. If you remember, these were breaking in January. I had had them for about 2.5 years, and they were not charging anymore. So I bought a new pair, and this is the replacement pair. I've been using them for a couple of weeks now. I've completely forgotten to mention that. So this is a new pair of Hori neck phones, okay? So when Kat was in here to do that co-op, she was using these neck phones and was actually really enjoying them. She was like, wow, they're comfy. They sound pretty good. So she was using them while I didn't have any audio, okay? So basically we were looking for a solution, and after having seen that, a fan contacted us and said, I liked your co-op in Dondoko. It's a shame you didn't both have the audio. I'd like to fix that. So unprompted, unasked for, a fan got us another pair of neck phones. So now when we go to play our co-op, whatever it may be in the future, because we don't know what the next co-op will be, we're each going to have a pair of neck phones to wear, which is really cool, okay? So there you go. Why not buy an aux splitter? We did buy an aux splitter. You just stop talking out of your butt. These people, I swear to God. You weren't here for the stream, were you? We had an aux splitter. My wife has earbuds. She put in the earbuds, but they're noise-canceling earbuds. She couldn't hear anything. She's like, well, this doesn't work. And we don't have another pair of headphones in the house that would work with the aux splitter. Now we do. So now we'll each have a pair of these to wear when we do content moving forward. Okay? Pretty cool. So thank you to the fan who donated that. You know who you are. You didn't ask for a shout-out. I'm assuming you probably don't want the public attention because of trolling. But thank you so much. So now we have an extra pair. And when we do co-op again, and here's the other cool thing. Even though we're not going to be doing co-op all the time, I now have a backup pair of neck phones. So if these break in a year or two, I'll have a backup pair as well. So this is incredibly useful. Thank you so much to the fan who donated those. And now I knocked my receiver off of the table. And put that back up there. Okay. Not really a receiver, it's more of a decoder. A surround sound Dolby decoder for my headphones. So, okay. So there you go. So that's what's going on the Phil's Day Off, because they showed up yesterday. So that's why I wanted to add that to that segment, because actually they showed up yesterday. And that's very much appreciated to the person who donated those. Thank you so much. So now, essentially, we're good to go with the entirety of co-op. We just have to find something we want to play. But, like, the audio, we kind of figured out, put the microphone between us. We got the different pop guards so we can see the chat. We'll each have neck phones so we can both hear. We got the audio splitter. We just got to find a game now, and that's what we're working on.